Dreamy Ballad, coming in at number 89 on Billboard's Hot 100 of December 12, 1960. This should have been a much bigger hit. Did not make top 40. Up from 97 to 89, Age for Love by Jimmy Charles got that nice vocal, kind of like a little bit like Tommy Edwards, R&B pop vocalist, and from Patterson, New Jersey. Jimmy Charles, his biggest hit, Million to One. I'll get into that in just a minute. This was a follow-up to Million to One. And then he came out with a couple of country singles and faded out. Jimmy Charles from Patterson, New Jersey, singing. He was wailing, just pitching up his vocals at community and church functions. By the time he was 12 years old, he was taking singing lessons with jazz legend, jazz vocalist Jimmy Scott. When Jimmy Charles was 16 years old, he went to New York City. He and his uncle went to New York City to perform at the Apollo Theater at an amateur contest. Jimmy Charles won the amateur contest at the Apollo for 4 consecutive weeks. That is no small feat at the Apollo Theater. I mean, they're renowned for being very picky of who they like and who they dislike. Jimmy Charles, he tore the house down. He met up with this songwriter. This guy was a jack of all trades. His name was Phil Medley. Phil Medley, he was arranger, producer, songwriter, did some singing. Phil Medley wrote A Million to One. He asked Jimmy Charles to sing a demo, to do a demo for him of A Million to One. And he was wild by it. He was already wild by Jimmy Charles. Jimmy Charles was such a great vocalist, he wanted him to do the demo on A Million to One. Phil Medley, he took the demo to a guy named Bill Lashley. Bill Lashley, who was the executive, the head of Promo Records. He heard the demo, and Bill Lashley said, let's sign this kid. Let's sign him. And they came out, well, Million to One was re-recorded. 16 takes. He was backed up by the Revelettes. 16 takes before they chose a master. But it paid off, went to number 5 on Billboard's Hot 100. The runner-up, Age of Love, did not do as well. Only got as high as number 47. Come on. I'm telling you, a lot of songs that debuted on Billboard's Hot 100, a lot of good ones did not make top 40. And this is one stellar classic that should have made top 20, at least top 20. It's a worthy successor to A Million to One. Age of Love, Jimmy Charles.